FBW fans, it is now time for the Summer Chaos 2025 main event, and it is a strap match for the Undisputed Championship. And this man right here, the Dragonheart, Dante Kruger, it is make or break for this man right here. This is his last opportunity at the Undisputed Championship until Chris Dynamite loses that title. He earned this match on the latest episode of FBW Primetime after surviving lashes from the main stage Mafia. He had one opportunity last month at FBW Crash Course, and he came up short after Draven Solus interfered and helped Chris Dynamite retain forming the main stage Mafia. But here tonight, it is strap match. The Mafia banned from ringside. It is one-on-one at the biggest show of the summer for FBW. But this man right here, the reigning and defending Undisputed Champion, the Kingpin, Chris Dynamite. Very strategic picking the strap match stipulation because Chris Dynamite is the master of the strap match. Chris Dynamite competing in all prior strap matches in FBW, only losing one. Chris Dynamite defeating the likes of his own brother, FBW Hall of Famer, the Assassin Eric Danger, in a strap match. First strap match dating all the way back to the first ever Wrestle Bash in 2014, and this man, Chris Dynamite, defeated the Assassin Eric Danger in that strap match. Chris Dynamite knows how to survive the strap match stipulation. He knows how to win the strap match stipulation. It is make or break here tonight at FBW Summer Chaos. It is the Dragonheart, the Kingpin, one last time. Chris Dynamite winning the undisputed title at Wrestle Bash 9. This is his second defense of this reign. Who will walk out of the biggest show of the summer? The new or still
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Summer Chaos main event. And it is a strap match. And it is for the FBW Undisputed Championship. And now, the challenger, he is the Dragonheart, Dante Kruger. And now, the reigning and defending FBW Undisputed Champion, the Kingpin, Chris Dynamite!
Dante Kruger has defeated Chris Dynamite for the Undisputed Championship once before. He believes he can do it again here tonight at FBW Summer Chaos in a match that Chris Dynamite has mastered. This is going to be a very brutal war, just like all prior strap matches have been brutal. These are real leather straps. There's no love lost between these two men. Whoever walks out of this war will be the deserving champion, and both men trading strikes with those leather straps to begin this strap match at Summer Chaos. Dante Kruger getting the upper hand though. It takes a lot of will to survive a strap match. These leather straps, they sting. They form welts on your body immediately. This is going to be a very gruesome war. These men are going to have to fight through the pain and survive. Dante Kruger never lost the undisputed title when he won it in 2021. At the time, Chris Dynamite and Anthony Aries in the Team Fortune, they injured Dante Kruger. Dante Kruger vacated the Undisputed Championship and took a multi-year absence. But now he's back here in 2025, and he's gunning for the title that he wants to win and have a decent reign He wants to make up one of the biggest wrongs of his career. But he has to go through the Kingpin, who's been the most dangerous, the most volatile that he's ever been in his career. What is this? Dante Kruger using the strap to his advantage. Creative offense. Taking down Chris Dynamite. And now trying to choke out the Kingpin. Dante Kruger already getting used to and using these straps to his advantage. He has to take all opportunities that he can. Because like I said before, Chris Dynamite is the master of the strap match. Pinfall or submission, with the only weapon to be mainly used is the strap. Chris Dynamite getting back in control. What is Chris Dynamite setting up for here? Looking for a deal breaker. But he just punches Dante Kruger down. He knows Dante Kruger has that will to win. He knows it's going to take much more and a lot to keep the dragon heart down. But Dante Kruger has the heart of a dragon. And now Chris Dynamite looking to choke out the dream of being undisputed champion away from Dante Kruger. And now that belt smacking off the back of Dante Kruger and again off the chest. The strap being one of the worst weapons to be hit by in wrestling. Dante Kruger is back in control. Taking it to Chris Dynamite as he smacks that strap right off the back of Chris Dynamite. Dante Kruger adapting well to the strap match stipulation. Just taking it to the Kingpin. Last month at Crash Course, it was Dante Kruger versus Chris Dynamite for the Undisputed Championship. But Draven Solis interfered, forming the main stage Mafia with Chris Dynamite, and he helped Chris Dynamite retain. But here tonight, there is no Mafia. It is just these two men in leather straps, and they are going to solve the problem here. Dante Kruger taking off that shirt. That shirt providing some protection from the strap. Both men shirtless now. And now right off the chest. Dante Kruger looking good so far in this match, adapting well. You have to think that Dante Kruger cannot be 100% because Dante Kruger is coming off of taking around 20 lashings from the main stage Mafia on the latest episode of FBW Primetime. That is how Dante Kruger earned this match after being screwed out of the title once again at Crash Course last month. And Chris Dynamite spitting, it seemed, spitting in the face of Dante Kruger. And now Dante Kruger taking it to Chris Dynamite with that strap. Chris Dynamite trying to get into the mind of Dante Kruger, trying to let the emotions get the better of Dante Kruger, because that will for sure cost him here. But Dante Kruger has Chris Dynamite locked, and he's choking him with that strap. Trying to make the Kingpin pass or tap with that strap. Chris Dynamite fighting out. Chris Dynamite, like I said, he's the master of the strap match. He knows what it takes to survive here, but you cannot underestimate Dante Kruger, because he has that fire, that drive, that will to win. I think Dante Kruger he caught him with that belt buckle. Now he's wrapping that belt over his hand, looking for a Superman punch, but Chris Dynamite getting out of the way. And he plants Dante Kruger with a massive DDT. If Dante Kruger would have hit that Superman punch with that belt buckle, that probably would have been all she wrote for Chris Dynamite. And now Chris Dynamite dragging Dante Kruger. What is he going for here? He's going up into that high-risk district. No stranger to Chris Dynamite. And he catches him with the belt. Punching Chris Dynamite out of mid-air. Chris Dynamite is out, but Dante Kruger not going for the cover. He knows it's going to take a lot much more than that to take out Chris Dynamite, the Kingpin. Dante Kruger has defeated Chris Chris Dynamite before in the past. Fully loaded, 2 out of 3 falls, 2-0. Dante Kruger has defeated Chris Dynamite. It is not impossible for Dante Kruger to defeat Chris Dynamite. Chris Dynamite, though, kicking his way out of that leg lock. Chris Dynamite picking up Dante Kruger. He's going for here, and a Dynamite cutter. Shades of vintage Chris Dynamite in his early days of FBW Drago, that Dynamite cutter. And now Chris Dynamite, shades of that recent episode of Primetime, grabbing the undisputed title that classifies as a strap. That undisputed title that has metal buttons that can cut you up. Chris Dynamite looking to strike Dante with that strap, and he does right off the back. And again, that heavy that heavy strap, those metal belt buttons, and again, welts have to be forming on both of these men, and Dante Kruger manages to low blow and gain some distance, and now repaying the favor with that undisputed title right off the back of Chris Dynamite. And again, revenge. You cannot blame Dante Kruger for stooping that low. After all of the tactics that Chris Dynamite has thrown at Dante Kruger, after all of these years.
Okay, sorry. Go back to your old ways.
Dante Kruger trying to do things the right way. But he knows he has to take down the Kingpin. Just striking Chris Dynamite right in the chest. These strap shots are very brutal. These men are going to have welts all over their body after this match. This has to be one of the most brutal strap matches in FBW history. Just repeated strikes. Every strap match in FBW has been brutal, and it is no different here tonight at FBW Summer Chaos, the biggest show of the summer for FBW. Whoever walks out as champ will definitely deserve it, but they have to survive this war. What is Dante Kruger going for here? Striking down Chris Dynamite. Head ricocheting off of that undisputed title. Pure steel. What's he going for here? Throwing Chris Dynamite out to the outside of the ring. Dante Kruger has that undisputed title that he's been clawing for 4 years. This is 4 years in the making. Dante Kruger drives that undisputed title right on the forehead. Now Dante Kruger picking up another strap.
Get up, Chris.
Sizing up Chris Dynamite. And right again to the back. You can hear the strap smacking off the skin. And wait, I think I see blood on Chris Dynamite's forehead. Chris Dynamite is busted open. I think that title shot right to the skull busted open. And now Dante Kruger, he has that belt buckle and he's grinding it into the skull of Chris Dynamite, showing off the blood on that belt buckle. Dante Kruger, he knows he has to do whatever it takes to defeat the Kingpin. Chris Dynamite, the most dangerous, the more powerful he's ever been in his career. Dante Kruger, though, the most determined, the most passionate that he's ever been in his career. And now Dante Kruger locking up Chris Dynamite once again. And he has that strap wrapped around and Chris Dynamite's busted open. Could we be looking at a new undisputed champion here tonight at FBW? But no, spitting again. spitting in the face of Dante Kruger. And now what is this? And a deal breaker! A deal breaker. This could be all she wrote. Chris Dynamite looking to retain the undisputed championship. But no, Chris Dynamite not covering, but he has both straps. And he's just laying it in to Dante Kruger. You can hear it smacking off the welts forming.
Get up!
Chris Dynamite tasting his own blood. He's now pissed off. Setting up for another deal breaker. Can he hit it? And a second deal breaker.
1, 2, 3.
And Chris Dynamite retains. Dante Kruger
Dude,
gave
the undisputed
his all.
champion, Chris Dynamite.
Dante Kruger gave it his all here tonight. But Chris Dynamite still the undisputed champion. Dante Kruger busting the Kingpin open. Dante Kruger definitely has to win the undisputed championship one day. But today, Chris Dynamite, the Mafia, the Kingpin, they still reign supreme.